Nibiru. Nibiru means ascension. Ascension to the individual materialism consciousness. From Dionysus and the mysterious connection that exists between the inner and outer paths, the subconscious, the source of duality, is raised to individual materialism consciousness. And this is the meaning of Nibiru. As a matter of fact, Dionysus is the symbol of the inner path, the return to center, the throne, the abode of soul. Ariadne is the heroic enthusiasm that inspires one to walk the path, and the mystical insight that gives the vision on this path. This myth reveals the fallen nature of the subconscious and the subsequent discovery of the shadow, the minotaur, the ego, and the path to liberation from the labyrinth, the world, on which the heroine Ariadne travels in order to reach the abode, Christ, material consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. Nibiru is ascension, the pathway that leads out of the afterlife or earth, which means the collision or the destruction, the end. Dionysus produces the intoxication by the beauty of truth, aligning the inner states that allow the consciousness to touch the mystery. Ariadne, the subconscious, has also been represented as Nibiru, the dark realm, the underworld. Yet this truth is not as expressed by the raw ego. Nibiru, like all other inner truth, is not an external state. The world ego brought ideas of Nibiru as Planet X as a large object, which is allegedly going to crash into Earth and will destroy all life. The individual materialism consciousness is the result of the raised consciousness. Thus, Nibiru, the end of the delusion of the world ego. Nibiru was supposed to make an external impact on September 23rd, 2017. But because Nibiru is a state of ascension, the individual materialism consciousness is the end of the world, which is the awakening to truth. Life is the illusion destroyed upon realization of truth. Dionysus, the higher consciousness. Truth is soul, the only presence. The raising to individual materialism consciousness, Nibiru does have reality within this state. It has been put biblically, Nibiru is the sign of the Son of Man, the truth light consciousness. The metaphysical meaning of Son of Man is that within which discerns between truth and error. When one receives this inner standing, conscious is in a position to be set free from the air that the personality is being raised. It is the subconscious, the falling state that ascends to the Son of Man, Nibiru. Ariadne, that must be lifted up to the level of Son of God, Dionysus. The fullness of the perfected state of Christ's material consciousness, the immortal soul, is because of Nibiru destroying the world ego. And this is why Nibiru may be conceptualized as ascent to the mystical experience. The fall from grace in the Garden of Eden is more of a descent into the lower states of conscious rather than an inescapable fate from a corrupted and irredeemable ontology. The world ego is a lie, illusion, the false idea of reality, which leads to idolatry, and the deception of an identity or self. Nibiru, the ascent to individual materialism consciousness, entered the public conscious in 1976 with the publication of The 12th Planet by Zecharia Sitchin. The world ego always misinterprets ultimate reality due to its inability for the quality of forming a unified whole or lack of coherence. Where there is coherence, all parts fit together perfectly. The individual materialism consciousness, ascent, Nibiru, signifies the natural agreement of parts, harmonies, and design. The ascent to Nibiru, the ascent by Nibiru to the individual materialism consciousness is balanced and pleasing, as she is the reflection of the Christ material consciousness, the abode of soul. Sitchin was a journalist and a student of Sumerian cuneiform, which are ancient writings of Mesopotamia, Iraq, and Persia, Iran, on clay tablets. The world ego is still searching for Nibiru. Of course, just like anything given by the world ego, all ancient knowledge has been externalized. The 12th planet, Nibiru, represents this highest state of consciousness, represents destruction of the underworld or lower conscious. Nibiru, the ascension of the subconscious, has become an object of fear due to a slew of doomsday and conspiracy theories. The Nibiru prophecy has been linked to the Mayan apocalypse. Apocalypse only means revealing the revelation of ascension. Luke 21:25. There shall be signs in the sun, Christ consciousness, and in the moon, individual materialism consciousness, ascension, Nibiru, and in the star, the personality, upon the earth, the world ego. Distress of nature, nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. As events preceding the end times and the return of Christ consciousness, preceding this return will be signs, finger marks of truth, causing world ego to be seized with terror, fainting in the face of awesome phenomena. When the heavenly bodies start to shake, so do those with feet of clay. How is the world ego to tell when the kingdom is at hand? By signs as unmistakable and as natural as the leafing out of the trees in spring.